Hi children! Today we're going to be reading and enjoying the story called Toys in Space. And here I've got our story for today and our story for tomorrow. We're going to share this story over 2 days. And you might notice that the author's name is Minnie Gray. And I know that you're thinking to yourself, that's a familiar name, and you're quite right. Because this week, as part of our topic learning, we have been enjoying one of Minnie Gray's other stories, Traction Man, which you can see just down here in the corner on the back of the cover. So Minnie Gray is the author of Traction Man, which we've enjoyed, and she also has written this fabulous story called Toys in Space. So I thought this is something I must share with the children. So if we turn to the back of the book again, and we read the blurb, it's a really exciting blurb because I think I can see a spaceship here, and the beam of light coming from underneath says, "What happens when you leave your toys out in the garden at night? They get beamed up into space, that's what. Meet the cowboy, the wonder doll, the dinosaur and all the gang as they travel the stars and help out one lonely alien along the way." So I can't wait to get started. Here we go. Now, Mrs. Fussey's also written some questions, children, and they are attached to the home learning plan. So if you want to, you could have those questions in front of you and answer as I read the story and as we go along, or you could just listen and enjoy the story, and then you could listen to the story again and try and think about the answers to those questions at the second time. Okay, here we go. Toys in Space by Minnie Gray. That summer night, for the first time, the toys were left outside. So just here, children, on the grass, I can see a whole group of toys. And this little boy looks like he's making his way in. Perhaps it's his dinner time, perhaps it's his bedtime, but he's forgotten to take in his toys. And I know that sometimes happens in my house in the summer. The sun went down. The sky grew dark. And for the very first time, the toys saw this. Children, what can they see? One of our questions is, what did the toys see for the very first time? They can see the stars, children. They can see the starry sky. And everyone was quiet for a while. So just at the bottom of the page, children, you can see all of the toys, and they're looking up at this beautiful starry night sky that they wouldn't normally see, because normally they would be inside the house. And then they started talking to each other. "What are those?" "They're the stars. Don't you know what the stars are? I don't like the dark. I'm scared. I may get damp." It was going to be a long night. So I don't think the toys are feeling very happy, children, about being left outside in the dark. And then Blue Rabbit has an idea. "We need someone to tell us a story," said the Blue Rabbit. Perhaps the Blue Rabbit thinks that will distract them and that then they won't worry as much. The Wonder Doll, I like the Wonder Doll, children. Look, she's got a necklace on with a W for Wonder Doll. I wonder if she's like a superhero, a bit like Traction Man. The Wonder Doll thought for a moment, and then she began. So children, she's going to tell a story. The Wonder Doll's telling the other toys a story. And one of our questions is, who is her story about? See if you can think about that as we read. "Once upon a time," the Wonder Doll said, "there were 7 toys left out in the garden. There was a resourceful, pink horse, a brave small sheep, a strong little cowboy, a clever blue rabbit, a helpful wind-up robot, a thoughtful green dinosaur, and a wonder doll. Well, the sun went down and the toys saw the stars for the very first time. And then, children, look, one of the stars started to grow. It got bigger and bigger and bigger. And the toys realised it was actually not a star at all. It was a... Well done. You're right, children. It's a spaceship. Look at their faces. They are amazed that a spaceship is coming towards them. So one of our comprehension questions, children, is what did the toys spot coming down from the sky? And the spaceship opened up a bright hole and beamed the toys up into it. Look, children, they're being sucked up into the spaceship. Help! I'm scared. I'm not scared of aliens. What are aliens? Well, went on the Wonder Doll, the toys were inside the spaceship and feeling a bit worried, as you can imagine. Then a door opened. It's an alien. It probably likes to eat pink felt. It might drool at the toys. So drool, children, is like dribble. No, I don't want an alien drooling at me. Oh, someone might get their stuffing probed. So it explored. Look, children, you can see the alien. Look, the shadow here. And the toys saw a shadow in the doorway. In came a space creature. Look at their faces, children. What did it look like? Was it drooling? Wow, it looked rather like a glove, and it was wearing pyjamas, and its eyes were red from crying. Oh, here he is, children, look. Here is this space creature, the alien. Look, we can see his tears, so we know he's been crying. We can spot his stripy blue pyjamas. And then Sheep asks Wonder Doll, because she's still telling the story, what was it called? What was the alien called? And Wonder Doll said, we will call it the Hoctopies for now. So this alien is called the Hoctopies. So here he is, look. Here are all the toys standing in a group. The Hoctopies look carefully at all the toys. None of the toys was the one it was looking for. So children, I think that the Hoctopies is looking for one particular toy. And then the Hoctopies showed the other toys a picture of Cuddles, who was lost. Lost Cuddles. Where is Cuddles? Where is Cuddles? Where is Cuddles? Where is Cuddles? Children, the Hoctopies is really sad because he's lost his own toy, and his own toy is called Cuddles, and here is Cuddles. So this is the Hoctopies, and here is Cuddles. The Hoctopies took them to the room of 1,000 lost toys. Children, what is stored in the room of 1,000 lost toys, do you think? It had collected them from gardens all over Earth. So the Hoctopies travels down in his spaceship. He beams up lost toys and then stores them in this special room. But only because he's looking for one special toy that he's lost. Cuddles. But he hasn't found Cuddles yet. Cuddles isn't here, and Cuddles isn't here. So none of the toys were the one that he's looking for. He wants Cuddles. He took them to the room of 1,000 lost toys. He had collected them from gardens all over Earth. The toys aren't very happy about this. Hey, you can't just take people's toys without asking. They all belong to somebody. They will be missed. Doesn't it know? Doesn't he know that stealing toys is wrong? The octopies must send those thousands of toys back. The toys helped the octopies to realise that all those 1,000 lost toys had to be returned to their real homes. But how do we know where to send them? Luckily, the octopies was very organised and he had labelled them all with their addresses. So he put a stamp on each label to help with the delivery, and then they parachuted them all down towards Earth. Look at that, children, it's an amazing picture. Once they had gone, the octopi sat down and cried. It still didn't have its cuddles. Children, look, his tears are getting bigger and bigger. There's more and more of them. He cannot find his special toy. And then this toy said, the toys need to make the octopies feel better. And the dinosaur had an idea. They could have a party to cheer up the octopies. Everyone had their jobs to do. Blue Rabbit and Pink Horse made a cake. Wonder Doll and Small Sheep made party hats. And the robot and the dinosaur did the decorations. And what about the cowboy? What did the cowboy do? Well, the cowboy organised all the games. Hey, stop, you're out! They played musical chairs and musical statues and passed the parcel. It turned out that the octopies was outstandingly good at musical statues. And that means, children, that he's very, 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 very good. Perhaps he's the best at the game where you have to dance to the music and then stand still as a statue when it stops. He won every time. What was his prize? Ah, Wonder Doll gave her medal as his prize. But then the toys realised they can't stay in space forever. They can't stay with octopies forever. They're having a lovely time, but they need to go home. Someone will be missing them. Children, can you remember who might be missing them? Right at the beginning of the story, this little boy will be missing all of his toys. Our toys have to return. They each held a balloon to drift down, and everybody takes a piece of cake from the party. The octopies waves goodbye. And down, 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 through dark space and into blue sky, and through clouds and towards the ground float the toys. The Wonder Doll stopped. She stopped her story. The toys opened their eyes. The dawn had happened. Children, it's a new day, and soon they would be found. The sun is up. The little boy will soon be coming back out into the garden to play, and he will find his toys. I wonder if he'll realise what an adventure they've had. But what about the story? Did the octopies find his cuddles? Will there be a happy ending? I hope there will be. Oh yes, said the Wonder Doll. Of course it will find its cuddles. It will be in the last place it looks. Now, things always are. And look, children, right at the end there is a happy ending, because here is Octopies with his cuddles. And I know that feeling, because sometimes, children, I've looked and looked for things that I have lost, and then they are in a place that was right in front of me. I just didn't even notice they were there. So sometimes they're always in a place that you least expect. So I hope you've enjoyed that story, children, and there are lots of questions that Mrs. Fussey has written down on the bottom of our home learning plan that you can enjoy discussing with your grown-ups. Okay, and we'll be back tomorrow to enjoy the story again. Okay, thank you for listening, children. Bye-bye.